Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla. From a parking lot dealership where Tesla made the original Roadster, where Tesla made the powertrain and Lotus made the body, to Tesla's Giga, Texas factory, the world's most efficient car factory by far and the biggest factory in volume in the world. Tesla has come a long way, but Tesla is still sandbagging the numbers, as we're getting used to. Like the Shanghai factory, they said it would be able to produce about 500,000 cars a year. And even on the last earnings shareholder deck, Tesla still wrote 450,000 plus. Just like with the Cybertruck that has 500 plus miles of range and they can charge with 250 plus kilowatts, and that the Roadster have a top speed of 250 plus miles per hour, and the Texas factory will produce 1 million plus cars per year. Yeah, right. That is sandbagging if I have ever seen it. That is such a ridiculous number when we start looking at the numbers. So let's try to do that and see where this is heading when Elon Musk is talking about extreme scale the world has ever seen before and taking the company from just being Tesla to Tesla Plus. What does all that mean? Let's check it out and let's dive right in. So let's start by looking at the first and smallest Gigafactory Tesla has built from the ground up, the Giga Shanghai factory. And let's see how big this factory is and what Tesla claimed it would be able to produce and what is actually producing. Well, Tesla said it should produce about 500,000 cars. Yeah, right. In 2021, only in its second full year of operation and still ramping up, they produced 473,000 cars. And the whole area is 9.3 million square feet of land, about 249 acres of land. And phase 1, that builds the Model 3, is about 1 million square feet. And the same goes for the Model Y line. And then there is all the rest of the buildings, so they probably have something like 3 to 4 million square feet of floor space right now in the Shanghai factory, and produces about 60 to 80,000 cars a month right now. So we know they are already at a run rate of over 800,000 cars per year. But at the last quarterly shareholder deck, Tesla said Giga Shanghai currently installed production capacity was 450,000 plus units per year. Yeah, I'll say, or about double that. And Tesla has invested $180 million in phase 1 and phase B. Not quite sure what phase B is, but they will increase those production lines by 50%. So it should be about 20% increase to the entire factory, and that should be done here by April. But probably delayed with all the lockdowns, so maybe in May. But that would get it to over 1 million in yearly run rate. And that is in line with the rumors that we have heard that Tesla is to hit 22,000 cars per week shortly. That is a run rate of over 1.1 million cars just from this factory, which was supposed to only produce about 500,000 cars. Yeah, 500 plus. And that plus will be about 600,000. Quite the plus there. But a lot has changed since Tesla's originally made the plan for the Shanghai factory back in 2018. Like gigacastings was not thought of in this factory. That is why we see on the extra piece of land just right to the original diamond-shaped factory where Tesla today has 3 gigacasting machines building the rear gigacasting for the Model Y, and this is probably some of the improvement Teslas want to do to the phase 1 of the factory as well, to get the Model 3 built with gigacastings as well, saving about 600 robots, a lot of time, money and floor space. And Tesla is also working on a new part of the land just next to the Shanghai factory, but don't know what this is for. But they are evolving all the time, but this is not part of Tesla's property at Shanghai. So Tesla is probably just renting this from the Shanghai government to use it for office buildings and living areas for the construction workers and so on, because they're running out of space at the factory. I think in the end it will be made into a parking lot if Tesla can continue to rent it, of course, because the parking area right now for the new cars they make should at some point become part of the last phase of the whole building. So this factory is not done either, and 1.1 million is not the end of this factory. That should only be producing 500,000 cars. Yeah, but that kind of makes you think, if they can get this factory to a production rate of over 1.1 million cars this year, with this little factory and much less efficient than the two new ones, what would they be able to do with the two new factories? The Berlin factory has about 2.4 million square feet of floor space in this phase 1 of the factory that Tesla says will produce 500,000 cars. Yeah, right. This factory is bigger than the Model 3 and the Model Y production line at the Shanghai factory. And this factory is built with the Giga casting in mind from the beginning, and overall a much more efficient factory than the Shanghai factory, but is supposed to build half of what the Shanghai factory is doing right now. Yeah, I think this is another 500 plus, with another big plus there, even before the 3 other phases are built out and getting this factory to about 2 million cars in production annually. And then we have the newest design of Tesla's factories, the Texas factory, with over 10 million square feet of floor space. So more than 4 times bigger than Berlin's phase 1 of the factory that is supposed to only produce about 500,000 cars. And again, the Texas is also about double the size of the Shanghai factory right now, maybe even closer to 3 times as big. And the Shanghai is going to have a run rate about 1.1 million by the end of this year, and Tesla expect us to believe that this factory in Texas that is much more efficient and bigger than the Shanghai factory, and is built more like Apple builds a chip, compared to even Shanghai's more messy design, because they came up with many new ideas along the way, will only be able to produce about 1 million plus. Yeah, that is probably the biggest plus I have ever seen, and we can see the mainstream media is running with this and talking about like it is only a 1 million production capacity factory. I would say that is the understatement of the year. That factory will be closer to 3 million than 1 million for sure. Or else Tesla has been going backwards in efficiency of their factory quite a bit, which is highly unlikely. So my bet is that these factories we have today, that are not fully built out and ramped up of course, will have a production capacity of about 7 million cars per year, probably more, when built out and ramped up. But Tesla is not stopping here. They have only just begun. Tesla is already planning a new factory in Shanghai. Tesla plans to build a second factory near its Shanghai facility to double its output. Once the new plan is fully operational, Tesla will have a capacity to produce up to 2.2 million cars per year at its expanded Shanghai facilities, the company's main export hub, according to people who asked not to be identified in discussing still private plans to Reuters. And this is China, so we can probably expect that that factory will be ready already sometime next year, maybe by the end of the year. And then we just don't know where or how many other factories Tesla will do. But just remember, we have just heard Elon say that the best case scenarios of building new factories over the next 10 years is 10 gigafactories more. So that is what they're aiming for. So what is next? Well, Elon just said it. We are going to move to truly massive scale, a scale that no other company has ever achieved in the history of humanity. When Elon says stuff like this, he's not kidding around. So I don't think we will see just one more factory being announced like the one in China being officially announced and that's it. And we have to remember, Elon did also answer the question, why Texas? Well, we needed a place with a lot of room to grow. And the Giga Texas is sitting on 2,500 acres of land. That is about 10 times more land than they have in Shanghai. They have enough land in Texas to build multiple gigafactories there if they so please. And we have heard so many rumors about gigafactories in India, Brazil, the UK, and so on. I think it's because Tesla is looking for many places, not just one place. And Tesla has just built 2 gigafactories at the same time, and one of them being the biggest factory by volume in the world, and their cash on hand actually went up in Q4 last. So Tesla would have no problem building maybe 4 new factories at once. Maybe one more in China, maybe one in India, maybe one in Brazil or Africa, or maybe in the UK. Who knows? I don't know where any of these factories will be, but that is not so important. The important thing is they might and could actually build 4 factories in one go, or even more, like 4 Texas factories in one go, doubling their factories once again when they're done. But these factories are going to be the version 4 of the Tesla factory. I think they have the blueprint down now of the factory, so now it's pretty much just a copy-paste of the Texas factory to new factories to truly reach extreme scale, as Elon talked about. And I don't think we will find a place that is much slower at building a factory than Germany because of all the red tape in that country, and that was still built under 2 years. So Tesla should easily have 4 new factories up and running by 2025, if they so please, and suddenly have 8 gigafactories instead of 4. And there would be no reason for them to build them smaller than the others if what they are after is extreme scaling. So I would expect every new factory to be able to spit out 2 million vehicles and batteries to support that amount of cars. And maybe build one that is dedicated for the robotaxis he also talked about, and that factory will probably be more like a 4 million vehicle factory. But this will mean with 4 more factories producing about 2 million each, they will probably have a production capacity to build over 15 million cars with those 8 factories combined when they're fully ramped up in maybe 2026, 2027? About the same time when Volkswagen expects to have 1 new factory ready that will have a production capacity of 250,000 EVs. So about half of Tesla's Berlin factory's phase 1. Yeah, oh, it's so sweet they think they can keep up. And Tesla would more likely be upwards to 15 million cars at that point, and have built 4 gigafactories faster than Volkswagen will have built 1 little tiny factory. And Tesla will have become a bigger car company than there has ever been before, with just 8 factories. Just remember, someone like Ford makes about 4 million vehicles per year and has 71 factories. Tesla will make about 3 to 4 times the amount of cars with about 9 times fewer factories. This is just nuts. A real testimony to Tesla's efficiency of these factories, because Tesla has ditched Toyota's way of doing things, which everyone else is using, and has invented something entirely new that not even the EV startups are using, where they improve the product and the production line on a daily basis and knows everything about every car, because the whole place is run by AI software that Tesla has created themselves. They have an AI vision that is checking the car for visual things like paint and so on, and much more. Tesla's full self-driving vision system actually came from the factory's AI vision. Yeah, these factories are truly the true product here, and Tesla has now perfected it and is ready to just copy paste. And in 2026 or 27, or when they will be fully ramped up with 4 new factories, we are still missing about 6 more factories Elon wants to build over the next 5 years from that point. So I don't really see Tesla stopping at 20 million cars. No way. They will go beyond that little sandbag number of 20 million plus. As Elon said, they will try to get to 20% of the market, or whatever they can, to really make a dent to switch us over to sustainable transport. And I think they can, because no one else is moving this fast, so the EV market will not yet be saturated. And I know most people are looking at the numbers with the 4 gigafactories and 15 million cars and think this is just unrealistic. But what is really stopping Tesla from doing this? When we have just seen Tesla build 2 gigafactories at the same time within 2 years and not losing money doing so or slowing down their growth. There doesn't seem to be anything else holding them back. And by the end of this decade, Tesla will have their robo-taxis, so demand is actually no longer an issue. They can just produce all the cars they can regardless and just put them on the street as robo-taxis all over the world, making transport as a service, so transportation becomes affordable for even the poorest people on Earth. There is a reason why Tesla is making huge multiple-year contracts with mining companies and is now making its own batteries and might start mining lithium themselves, as Elon just said, but they did also talk about that on the battery day, so it doesn't come as a huge surprise, because if they want to make this extreme scale, they have to make sure they have the supply of materials to do so. That is really the only thing holding Tesla back as I see it. Let me know anything else you think that could stop Tesla from building 4 or 6 or 8 factories at the same time over the next half decade. So we are at a point where Tesla is about to become Tesla Plus. And we start seeing the real truth about that plus and just how many cars Tesla is actually able to produce, both with the factories they currently have and the next big move of just how many gigafactories will they be building over the next couple of years, and the truly insane scale Tesla is about to do now. Yes, Tesla is the fastest growing company in history that makes large manufacturing products. But Tesla is about to take this to a whole new level never seen before by humanity and become not just Tesla, but Tesla Plus. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.